Hi guys, on this show we're looking at Gleeson, Holby, Curtis, Elliott, Ameche, Bellamy, Murphy and Aykroyd. We're looking at 1983's Trading Places.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learn from Film. That's right, it's your favourite movie fact podcast at Christmas. It's Christmas. I'm one of your hosts and here comes Planty Claus, right down Planty Claus Lane.
And I'm the other guy and I can walk, I can see.
And this donkey can fly. That's all I can think of in that bit.
Yeah,
You ever seen a donkey fly? Well, this donkey's super fly. You've seen a super fly? Oh, mate, the heady days of our summer live show.
Back in the day.
With plans for yet a further one coming on.
Yeah.
Very
Hey guys.
John, how are you?
I'm alright, all the better for seeing you and Mr. Plough.
It's Christmas sweater day
jumper
on the
day.
podcast
Yeah.
today, isn't it? Which is absolutely no good unless you go onto our YouTube and you have a look at the little clips that we're putting out. John, this one was your choice because we're doing 2 Christmas films this year. This one was your choice.
Yep. Yep.
Why?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs.
Boobs. Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Well, this
Dos
goes.
boobs.
I'm so Sweden.
Oh, mate.
Birdie.
God, that fucking accent. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You know what? Never seen this all the way through until now.
Oh, there you
And
go.
in the last week, I've seen it twice. And you know what? It's fucking great fun. It's
Really?
really good fun.
I thought you had an aneurysm at least twice.
No, there's a couple of things I do
trigger
not mention
warnings,
in my
yeah,
notes.
yeah.
I can't be honest.
Yeah,
Some pretty
yeah, good.
horrible.
Let's keep it light.
80s references that you
Yeah.
can't do anymore. Only you shouldn't be able to do that. John, 1983. What else could we have been talking about? I'm looking
There
forward to
was
this. By
lots.
the way,
I don't even need to check my notes because I remember one of the classics was Dead Zone.
oh, the
Stephen
Dead Zone.
King's Dead Zone, yeah.
with Christopher Walken.
Yep.
Hey,
yep.
I'm seeing the future here.
One of my best intros for a Superman film, Superman 3, with the mime with the wee mini skates on the bottom of his shoes slipping a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Cheech and Chong, Still Smoking.
Okay.
So they
Yeah, I'm not really into those movies, but I've never really smoked a lot of weed, so why would it be?
The Hunger. Oh, cracking.
And the
Crack-a-lackin'.
games? Is that come before the games?
The games. The Keep.
Oh, The Keep.
Which-
Yeah, the Joe
yeah, The
Dante
Keep's
movie.
a bit of-
Joe
yeah,
Dante
yeah,
movie?
absolutely.
Is that the Pit? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Cujo.
Oh, mate, Cujo's brilliant. Yeah, Cujo's fantastic.
Krull.
We are going to be forced to do that next year when the
Wasn't it
wheel
good,
finally
yeah.
hits that person's name.
And my personal favourite, I prefer this over original, Psycho 2.
Oh, right, okay. I've never seen any of the follow-up Psycho movies.
Oh, really?
No,
Psycho 2 is.
mate, I promised myself I would kind of make an effort with these films, but I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and it's ruined Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me. It's that bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, this helps a bit
Oh,
with
does
the mother stuff. Yeah, it explains a lot more about.
I don't think
how
I want to
he's-
know.
how he's
I don't
thinking.
think I care. I think I just quite like
I
the
know.
fact he's a psycho. Mother! Jennifer Lawrence. Is Jennifer Lawrence the mother? The titular mother! Exclamation mark. She held up a sign as she drops off of a cliff, knocked off by a roadrunner. Mother!
Me, mother. Oh, that's funny.
Fucking hell. Yeah, anyway, look. If you like what we do, you can follow us on our socials at 100thingswelearnfromfilm.co.uk, and you can give us a quid. If you give us a quid, you will get the opportunity to be shouted out at the end of every episode, and we will put you on the wheel, which will give it a spin, and over Christmas we will be recording an episode for James from Hallmark of Greatness, James Price, who landed on there. I know what James wants. I know what James wants. That's why Chris has seen it. James wants 4 lions.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. How'd you like them
Oh, wow.
apples?
You've always wanted to do that.
Mate,
As well.
I am going to go fucking deep. I am getting
I hope we get justice.
radicalised with all the stuff I learned about 4 lions. I am going fucking deep into that.
You just watch what you Google.
Mate, I do not give a shit. Put me on that watch list. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so so we're going to be doing that at some time over Christmas, so you'll get that very, 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 very early in the new year. We're going to see if we can get James on for the first time he's been on in exactly a calendar year, if we time this right.
Ooh,
we did Police
right,
Academy
okay.
with him.
Yeah. God. Police Academy. God, that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Mate, yeah, doesn't it just? I have aged immeasurably in that time. He says taking a sip of his half a fucking pint of scotch. Shall we begin?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's see if we can get to 100 things about trading places. So it opens up with shots of Philadelphia. The city, John, not the cheese.
The Philly, the music straight away. I was like, oh, I know that music. Yeah. Do you know that music?
No.
You're the music man. What?
I'm the muffin. It's a muffin man.
That's a muffin man. It's overture from Marriage to Figaro by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Oh, right.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
No, I
head.
didn't know that. Okay. And it was Elmer Bernstein did the music, but we've done a lot of Elmer Bernstein facts in the past, which is a shame. Budget of 15 million, John. It made 120.6 million.
That'll do.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, donkey. Okay, now it's a Shrek-heavy episode this week, isn't it?
A lot goes on at the beginning of this, so I've got a lot of facts to fire out.
Great, because I've got quite a few as well. I'll start with a simple one. There's this bridge, and it's the Betsy Ross Bridge that we see.
So is that when they're canoeing, wasn't it? Because I tried to have a look at it.
Yeah, and the sign, when it goes to the thing, says Philadelphia and Betsy Ross Bridge. Built from 1969, nice, to 1974 and opened in April 1976. It spans the Delaware River. We're going to Delaware! Previous episode, Wayne's World, by the way. It's $6 to enter Philly. It was $5 until September, but Oldman Biden's at the wheel or something, for now at least. Betsy Ross, of course, our American listeners are screaming at us, the woman that sewed the second American flag. That was 1777, and it cost them £14, 12 shillings and 2 pence. British money. That's £1,274 and 65p, or $1,613.76 today. Not bad going, John, for a woman with two first names.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
She's been dead. She's been dead like 100 odd years from when I was alive. So 150 years from when I was alive. So do you know what? I've had the last fucking laugh there. I bet my Wikipedia page is more in detail than hers when I'm dead, especially after I've been radicalised by that Four Lions research.
Exactly. There's a lot more going on that page. We see the cracked Liberty Bell. We've done that before because I remember we were talking about the rang
National
the signing
Treasure.
But rang for the signing of the Constitution. But I didn't know that also rang for Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, and Thomas Jefferson's deaths.
All right. You can ring my bell.
My bell. That's very comfy.
Ring my bell. Alexander Hamilton, they did it for that guy in the musical. That's amazing.
Aye.
I didn't even know he died. I thought he was still up on the stage giving it the... I'm Alexander Hamilton. Something about my name. I don't know what that's about. Couldn't tell you a thing about Alexander Hamilton, other than
his dad was Scottish. That's all I know.
A ticket or something. Okay, his dad was from Motherwell.
His dad was from Govan.
His dad was from Govan. Of course he was. Loads of other things to be seen. It's really Christmassy.
Yep.
Salvation Army, which we've done. Some shots of a bus.
Oh, apart from the flag.
Oh,
did we do the flag? Because I don't think we've done this. It says that Salvation Army flag was created in 1942 by officers in prisons, so I'm assuming it was war camps for World War II. So they put it together.
Oh, right, okay. That was their salvation. That was their Terminator Salvation Army.
Exactly.
Some shots of a bus station and people waiting for a train that may be full of the Warriors? ?
Yeah.
It looked like the Warriors trains, didn't it? The Rocky statue, which I'm saving for when we do Rocky. And Philadelphia cream cheese for sale, John, in Philadelphia. Which
Philly.
Really threw me. Philadelphia cream cheese, of course. Invented not in Philly, John, but in New York.
What a liar.
Why?
What a liar.
Why must dairy-based produce lie to us? By William Lawrence, two first names, in 1972. In 1872, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it? He was trying to make a crumbly cheese, but added too much cream and made spreadable cream cheese. The name came about in 1880. Lovely.
Nice. This is a Aaron Russo production.
Okay.
You see that? Just looking him up. Apparently, he was a nightclub owner and manager promoting rock bands in the 60s.
Oh, wow. What a place
I know.
to start.
How cool was that guy?
I guess that's how you make your money, innit? And then you throw it all into
Get the money
cinema.
and then you throw it into film.
And he made his money on this one. That is whatever he put into this, he's made his money back.
Certainly got it back. Giant shoes. Did you see the giant shoes sneaker store?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the shot front with this is basically, it looks like a Harlem Globetrotter. It's massive.
Oh, yeah.
And
The massive guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the massive guy. But apparently that was Giant Shoes, and it was the largest sneaker store in West Philly.
Oh, right. Wow.
But it say it was located in the 40th and Lancaster Avenue, so no longer there. It no longer exists.
Yeah, I've got a couple of it no longer exist as well. But when a film's like 40 years old, of course you have. Who prayed for giant shoes? Me. Oakley dokley. So all this is intercut with this butler / footman / driver, Coleman, one of our favourites, John, the late great Denholm Elliott, of course, making breakfast. You know, Marcus, he got lost in his own museum. I was thinking, he's juicing his own oranges with this orange juice maker.
Yep, electric.
I found a Pure Mate juicer, which is not as sexy as it sounds, $29.99 at the Bezos site.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. Is it turned on? It's whisper quiet. He's serving Lewis Winthrop, Dan Aykroyd. Now, we love Dan Aykroyd. We've done 2 Dan Aykroyd movies, Blues Brothers and the Grosse Pointe Blank. We've done.
Yes.
But I prefer him when he's schlubby, and he is schlubby in Grosse Pointe Blank.
Aye.
I don't like him so much in this, and there's that bit in the middle where he's kind of schlubby. But yeah, he's at his best when he's an everyman for me.
Aye. No, totally. Yeah.
He goes, pork bellies. I have a hunch the pork belly market's going to be exciting this morning. Aye, all right, Liz Truss. Fucking hell. They get into his car and they head to the place of business, Duke and Duke.
The number one. Sorry, mate.
I knew it was coming.
Couldn't help it.
I knew it was coming.
As soon as you say the Duke,
You're
like,
the Duke.
I just hear the Pleasance of Donald Pleasance.
Yeah. Randolph Duke, eyes as black as a doll's. Wrong film. You know he's important because everybody knows and talks to him, and that's before you see when he gets into his office. He's got an open, roaring fire.
Yeah, I've seen that log fire. Yep, all ready to go.
Where's the flue? Right, where's the chimney in an office building?
Yep, that's crazy.
Makes absolutely zero sense me as the son of a plumber. Makes zero sense to me at all.
Well, you say that, but see when he walks into it, it looks like the opening, the sort of frontage of that mega store thing that's in. What's the one with the dummy?
Mannequin.
Kim Cattrall, aye.
Yeah. Oh,
it looks like that.
Yeah,
so
like
it looks like a store.
Yeah, quite possibly. Famous for its Egyptian princesses in a mannequin and roaring fires.
Exactly. I was going to say, the beginning obviously he's getting fed, he's getting everything done. He's getting
shaved, pretty much bathed.
So he's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. So that term comes from the fact that it's a valuable silver, and only wealthy kids could afford to have silver spoons in their mouths.
Oh right, I never knew that. That's that's what the podcast's about. We see the business owners, Duke and Duke, Duke Mortimer and his brother Duke Randolph Duke. Don Ameche, of course, John. Cocoon, where he won the Best Supporting Actor. Imagine winning a Best Supporting Actor for fucking Cocoon.
I know.
Now, I haven't seen it probably since I first saw it in the 80s. And it will be a future episode because we'll get loads of facts out of like old people actors.
Yeah. Oh, Barty's not included as well.
Actually, not included.
He was in that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's heartbreaking.
Don't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really bad, isn't it?
The chief from everything. Chief from 48
everything,
Hours.
Yeah.
Chief from 48 Hours.
So he is the boxer. Yeah.
Very good. Don Ameche's from all those. Ralph Bellamy, his brother, by the way, is in loads of movies. This was like his 99th movie. Right, which I quite liked. But the only thing I ever knew him out of before this was the Fat Boys vehicle, Disorderlies. You remember the Fat Boys? They were like a rap group from the 80s. Mm-hmm. They did, I think they did Surfing USA, cover of Surfing USA, and they were just big fat lads, and they did a movie called Disorderlies. It's it's as garbage as you can imagine. But that's the only thing. He's the old man that they're looking after.
Ah, right. So that's
I am literally the only person that's listening to this podcast and is on this podcast that has seen that. Please, listeners, tell me it's not a fucking fever dream. I'm certain I know about that. They've got a computer in the car, by the way. Ooh la la.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Checking it out.
Yeah, they've also got a newspaper in the newspaper. On the back of the newspaper is an advert for the Apple II computer. So Apple's been advertising in films for so many years. It must have been, because like every movie you see, almost every movie you see, has got an Apple fucking phone in it, hasn't it? Apple II launched in 1977 and ran until 1993. It was an 8-bit machine until 1986 when the 16-bit version was launched. Ooh, Mr. Frenchman.
Technology.
In the 16 years, it sold roughly 6 million units.
Yes,
I found one boxed on eBay, 1,200 quid. You can fucking keep it.
Ram it. Ram it.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
See?
Yeah,
oh, I tell you, big man.
Oh, delightful. Morty wants to sell the pork bellies, but Randolph says they'll make more money if they hold. They do, and they make $347,000 in about 20 seconds. All thanks to Liz Truss. I mean Winthrop. That would be 1.2 million today. It's sickening, isn't it? It's absolutely sickening.
Proper sickening.
Like for something like this, you have got to be like so quick, make a quick decision. How often are you going to get that wrong? But as they detail later on, doesn't fucking matter because they still get paid.
They always win. Yeah, the dealer always wins, didn't they?
That's right.
Always wins.
As the Dukes arrive outside the Heritage Men's Club building, sounds a little bit gay to me.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy's on the beg.
So that is filmed in the Curtis Institute of Music.
Oh, right,
located on 1726 Locust Street in Philadelphia.
Locust Street? I mean...
Locust, yep.
Fucking hell, you hope they don't grow any crops in Philly with a name like that. That's just begging
to
be fucking... In the office, Morty's talking frozen orange juice. The market depends on this farming report. Now, remember this, listeners, because this is Chekhov's farming report. It's going to be very, very important later on in the movie.
Super important.
Randolph wants to talk nature versus nurture. He's reading Time magazine. They give the butler Ezra $5 as his yearly bonus, and he goes, "Maybe I'll go to the movies by myself." It's good. It's good. I recognise this actor from somewhere, but I could not fucking find him on IMDb, no matter how much I look. So I'm going to assume uncredited, but I felt like he had a certain look about himself.
Aye.
Just like every now and again, a few people in this movie. There's a few people you're like,
oh, there's
that guy.
That guy. I think we all know who that guy is.
Oh, yeah, there's one or two. There's certainly one or two. I've written Lewis everywhere, but then when I write it as Lewis, Louis, I want to say Louis because they call they call him Louis. They call me Mr. Louis. Approaches the Dukes to sign the wage checks. They have a check for a Clarence Beeks who is doing top secret research for them. They claim.
Yep, in a school somewhere.
yeah, that's it. We learn his fiancée is their grandniece, and they are to be wed next month. The consideration is that Winthrop is as good as he is because of breeding, good breeding.
Good stock.
Yeah, good stock. Outside, Valentine is picked up by the police. He was wearing dark glasses and in a wooden trolley, pretending to be blind and have no legs. He's like, I was in Nam. And he says, "Oh yeah, well we were in Nam. What were you in?" And he goes through all these made up things.
Battalions.
Yeah. And then
the Green Beret.
And then he goes, "I was Agent Orange," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I know Agent Orange." Agent Orange is a chemical herbicide and defoliant. That was used to clear forests and jungles of Vietnam during the war. The government of Vietnam says that up to 4 million people in the country were exposed to defoliant, and as many as 3 million people have suffered illness because of Agent Orange. It's also a really, really good California fucking punk band in the 80s. Mate. I lost my sense. I lost control. I lost my mind. Anyway, look that up if you're cool like me. They pick him up, and we see that he was kneeling all along. And this is the bit, as you said, I can see I have legs. Praise Jesus.
Praise
He's saying this woman, he's going, we're going to be like Porgy and Bess. I wasn't looking at Porgy and Bess.
Yeah.
If we get to 90 fucking 8 things and I didn't look at Porgy and Bess, so be it.
You were raging.
Because the last thing I want is another fucking musical stuck in my head all week.
True that.
He makes a run for it and crashes into Winthorpe, knocking him and his case over. He picks up the case to hand it to him. Now, be very clear, listeners. This black man in the early 80s picks up this case to hand it to him, and he goes, just keep it, don't worry about it, leave me alone, I'm getting married, don't touch my beautiful face.
Aye.
And the confusion is that he's stealing it. He heads to the club and is chased by the police, where he's arrested. Randolph suggests, well, perhaps you're from a broken home. Reform school, drugs, arrest. And as they cart him off, Randolph explains there's nothing wrong with him and he can prove it. He says the right surroundings and encouragement, he could run the company just as well as Winthorpe. There's a bet Winthorpe has to lose everything for him to take the role that Valentine did.
Yep.
At dinner, Penelope and Lewis are discussing the action he took, and it gets her all hot. Now, I thought, why don't I know this woman out of anything? And there's a very fucking good reason I do not know Kirsten Holby from anything.
Kirsten Holby?
Because she's only in 2 films. She's got 2 cinematic credits. This, and previous episode, John, Manhunter.
No way.
She's in this
really?
and Manhunter. So we have done the Christian Hobbit check. This is the
whole
first person we have done every
discography.
Film from. Yeah. We've done the complete film. Christopher Holby movie. I'm going to pour myself a brandy. I'm going to sit down and watch a Kirsten Holby double bill. Kirsten Holby, of course, John, which you don't know, I guarantee it, is Ansel Elgort's auntie. You know, old Baby Driver himself.
Oh, right.
Ansel
Really?
Elgort, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
If,
Easy for you to say.
If you like Edgar Wright films, by the way, listener, you can listen to me talk about his college movie, which is called A Fistful of Fingers, with Dean on his podcast, Total Cult Zone. So I've got a Total Cult Zone.
You enjoyed it, didn't you? You enjoyed it?
I had a good time, yeah. I had a good time. I stayed up late doing it when I should have been going early to bed because we got the Christmas do the day after.
Oh.
And then I got home that night, John, and started watching Almost Famous, which I've never seen and never wanted to watch. And I don't know why I've never watched it, because that film is a piece of me. Downstairs, Coleman gets a call from one of the dukes outlining the plan. He agrees to go along with it. He puts the phone down and goes, what a scumbag, doesn't he?
I know. He really does, say.
In the police station, Valentine's explained to these other guys he's a kung fu master. He does all these good kung fu's, which again is really, really good for a man who's on his 2nd movie. This is his 2nd movie after 48 hours.
Oh God, I saw it. It looks really young.
Tiny little baby.
One of the guys calls him a jive turkey.
He
Didn't he?
does call him a jive turkey. Yeah.
And I've heard it. I hear it a lot, and
I hear it a lot. What did they say? Did they say it in the wild streets of Stirling? Famous when you're out in Bridge of Allen.
And,
they're like, you jive turkey.
And the old films like The Wanderers and The Warriors and all that sort of thing, so you've obviously heard a lot. But it means a dishonest, insincere or foolish person. Also a general term for abuse or disparagement.
Mate, I'm going to start using jive turkey a bit more. I'm start using jive turkey. The things I do because of this podcast in the real world, and like people like I work with look at me and go, what? And I just go, it's a podcast thing, hoping that one day they'll go, oh, yeah, maybe I'll listen to the podcast. And at no point do they ever do that. No point do they ever do that.
At least you try. That's the main thing.
Bastards. This guy that calls him this, he calls him a big Barry White looking motherfucker, which I was going to is a really good insult, even today, because we absolutely 100% know Barry White is. Maybe if you're 20, you don't. Barry White, John, was jailed for 4 months for nicking Cadillac tyres.
No way.
That's for a fact. He was also a vegan.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Barry Whitewall tyres.
Nice. He said, "I'm never going to give you up, meat," but then he did. So, never going to give you up, John. 1974, written, produced, and sung by the Wars of Love. 24 in the stupid, sexy Flanders chart. 14 in the UK. Number 9, where, John?
The Netherlands.
Absolutely. Covered by Lisa Stansfield in 1997. It's a good cover, by the way, if you haven't heard it. And inexplicably, the only country where it made number one was Poland.
What?
Which makes absolutely zero fucking sense to me at all.
Sense. No, that's so true. Jesus.
Oh my goodness. He says, I do the quad of blood technique. You do that and a quad of blood falls out of someone. Okay. All right, it's another one of those mysterious fucking measures that they do in...
a quad.
If you did it here, it'd be a pint.
A pint? Aye. Not about a pint in it.
500 mil in Europe. The big lads aren't buying it, though. He says, I'm a karate man, a bruise on the inside. You don't know that because you're the big Barry White looking motherfucker. That's good. And the jive turkey thing. Why would you be a jive turkey this close to Thanksgiving is kind of good. But this is after, like, it's not this close to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's happened. This is a Christmas movie, not a Thanksgiving
Christmas
movie.
side.
So actually, it's probably the furthest you can be from Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Aye.
I hope somebody got fucking John Candied in Planes, Trains and Automobiles for that. Still makes me cry.
I'm sure they didn't. Don't.
The cop calls him and says he made bail. He leaves just as the Dukes pull up. They offer him whiskey and cigars and explain they bailed him out. I love the way he just takes this handful of cigars and he won't let go of them with his little fading gloves.
See, before that, when he's coming out, he's walking down the steps and he sees two policemen with a guy.
Oh,
and
the guy's getting put in because, I recommend a nightstick officers.
Nightstick, do you know why I call it a nightstick?
I have no idea, no.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, wow.
So the New York Police Department used to use two kinds of batons, depending on the time. One was a daytime, called a day stick, and it was 11 inches. The other baton was used at night time, and it was 26 inches, hence the name nightstick.
Oh, bend over and I'll show you.
There you go. So it's the length.
Jesus Christ. I wonder about the width. It's always important. Or so they tell me.
I thought that was a good fact.
That's brilliant, mate. Yeah, that's going on the wall of great facts. They explain they want to rehabilitate him, so they're giving him a house, a car, and a job to get him on the straight and narrow. 80 grand a year, by the way. Quite good in the 80s. They introduce themselves, and he says, "Oh, Randolph, like Randy Jackson." That's kind of, we have done Randy Jackson.
Yeah, we have.
And then I realised there are two Randy Jacksons.
Oh,
so,
of course.
Remember the last Randy Jackson was the bloke off of American Idol, and he played
and they signed the sword for.
Yeah, right. Aye. I wish we were going back to talk about that Randy Jackson, because this Randy Jackson is a motherfucking piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely. This one
from Sexual Chocolate. Sexual Chocolate.
I believe the children are. Oh, mate, next year we'll do it. This one was actually a Jackson, and he's still alive, or at least until this podcast comes out, and we'll do him in cold blood like we did Tito.
We'll get him.
Fucking hell, we got Tito so good. Like, we recorded on the Thursday, and he was dead on the Sunday. That was fucking brilliant.
Oh, fucking hell.
In 1991, he was charged with battering his wife and, listeners, 7-month-old daughter.
Fucking hell.
I know.
What a piece of shit.
Never saw a minute of jail time. He was found guilty of bankruptcy fraud in 2001. 0 jail time. And he was involved, in part, the kidnapping of Michael's kids, or accusing his own mother of kidnapping Michael's kids after Michael Jackson had died. No jail time.
No jail time. Oh.
An absolute fucking monster.
Is he still alive?
Still alive.
Right, Tito it is. Get him Tito'd.
Get him Tito'd. Is it the people of Yugoslavia have been saying for years? Something. I don't know. In the house, Coleman runs Valentine a bath and puts on the jacuzzi jet. And the line is, growing up we had to fight in the bath to get a jacuzzi. It's great. They say wash his clothes. He'll have to have something wear back to the ghetto after
the ghetto.
Oh, mate, that's a song I love, by the way. The Dukes explain that the house is his now. He's not getting it, and he's just shoving items in his coat, like his jacket pockets and down his top. He's sacking little fucking cigar box. It's great. He breaks this $35,000 vase, but they had it valued for insurance at $50,000. They really are shit.
Made 15 grand in his first 20 minutes.
You want me to break something else? No!
No!
They all three of them.
Even Denholm Elliott, he's like, no.
Denholm Elliott's great, isn't he? We lost him far too soon.
Yeah.
AIDS is a fucking motherfucker.
He reminds me of the John Gielgud character in Arthur.
Oh, very
Remember
much so. Yeah, very much so.
That sort of always the older gentleman taking care of the arsehole.
The Dukes are back in the Heritage Club now, and they've employed Mr. Beaks, he of the mystery paycheck, John, to do a job for them. Did you recognise Mr. Beaks out of anything?
Yeah, it was Breakfast Club.
He's the teacher, yeah, and the only character that I can relate to in the Breakfast Club. But then I was like in my mid-20s when I saw it for the first time.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Right.
So fuck those kids. He's the only character I don't hate.
I was walking with my ghetto blaster with my hand in the air.
Standing there at somebody's window in the rain. That's not the
playing Captain Sensible.
Happy talkie
happy talk. Love me.
Weeping. Oh mate, references for somebody. It's a big club meeting, and the chair says that there is a thief in their midst. Mr. Beaks explains to everyone he wants them to place a hand on the shoulder of the man to their left, take the contents of the pocket of the man on the right, and move the hips in time. They place all the stuff on the desk. He explains they marked 3 $50 bills with 3 X's, and they were stolen from a coat earlier today. He checks the contents in front of the men, and we see the bills came out of Winthorpe's pocket. They drag him away. At the station, Beaks speaks to this cop and pays him off. Now, the same cop goes through all his stuff, and we know him, John. We know this guy.
Do we know this guy?
Because he is the guard in Blues Brothers.
Right.
One soiled prophylactic.
Oh.
And he's Miss Piggy. Hi, yeah, Dukes. Isn't he?
No way.
1 gold watch, 1 wallet, Visa, Diners Club, 2 tickets to La Bombe. It's La Boheme. It's an opera.
That's right. They strip search them, didn't they?
They do, yeah.
Because they're allowed to do that in the Americas.
Oh, right, okay.
If they suspect somebody is hiding something illegal. But it varies in state to state, because I was reading one that says yeah, but then it says no, it's got to be under certain conditions. And
it's like lie detectors. Imagine lie detectors still being used in 2024 to prosecute somebody. What a fucking country. Sorry, American listeners, but it's a hellscape. It really is. It makes Brexit look fucking brilliant.
I know. Why are you so nervous? Because you've got fucking something strapped to me?
And we finished. I'm going to go home and ogle the women in the Sears catalogue. He finds PCP in his pocket.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years, mandatory.
Yeah. Originally meant to be intravenous anaesthetic.
Oh, right. Okay.
But they had to stop it because people were getting delusional and irrational.
That's right. It's a dissociative drug leading to distortion of sight, colours, sounds, self and one's environment. It was developed in the 50s, as you say, intravenous anaesthetic. But the neurotoxic side effects mean no. And by the way, I love this. I got this fact from drugs.com. No, really. Drugs.com.
Drug.com?
Common street names: Angel Dust, Boat, Hog, Love Boat, Whack, Ozone, Peace Pill, Dust, Embalming Fluid, Rocket Fuel. And when combined with marijuana, Supergrass, Superweed, Wacko Tobacco, and my personal favourite, which is what I've got at 44 years old, Killer Joints.
That's I'm getting that way. It's main fault. I used to click my knuckles, didn't I?
All right, the fucking Addams family. Yeah, mate. I mean, drugs.com is not it's not a pro drugs website, as I'm learning. It's a drugs are bad. Okay.
Bad.
In a bar, Valentine buys champagne for all. Did you spot, John, the bloke behind the bar?
No, I thought it was. He's in Hundreds of stuff.
Bill Cobb from Night at the Museum, the last of the I was going to say
so
the last of the
is.
guards to die. It sounds like
So
a Morrissey
is.
song. The last of the guards to die. No, the middle guard that's died because Dick Van Dyke is still alive.
Still going, still
Dick Van
dancing.
Dyke, I think in the new year might be 100? Question mark.
Aye, yeah, it's not far away.
Fucking hell.
Fucking supergalifragilistic.
Indeed. The big bastards from the cell show up and he tells them to go outside and see his limo, which of course is there. And Coleman's like,
We're little.
it's a good little
Hiya,
wave.
pals. Aye.
Valentine then invites the whole bar back for a party, which is fun for him until it isn't. They're not using coasters. They're dancing on the Persian rug. It's a Persian rug. It's all the way from Persia. It's quite good. He kicks them out and heads to bed. In the cell at the station, Winthorpe makes bail. Penelope's come to get him. Meanwhile, Beeks is paying this prostitute for something. As they leave, the prostitute grabs and snogs him. I just need a shot, baby. Just a dime bag. I'll do all those things you like.
That's funny as fuck.
It is good. Penelope slaps him and storms off. The prostitute, we learn, not only is Jamie Lee Curtis, who is amazing in everything, but is called Ophelia. She tells him that she was paid by his friend, but Beeks is gone.
Yep.
In the cab, Lewis explains that he'll give her $50 to pay for the cab. Oh, so she's paying $20 for the cab, but he'll give her $50 when they get back to his. Coleman will drive her back to wherever she wants to go.
Yep. But they're going to the First National Bank.
They do in a moment. They go there in a moment.
Right.
Yeah. They arrive and the locks have been changed. Coleman answers the door. There's no Coleman here. You've made a mistake.
Aye. That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a little bit. But you can see him looking really kind of sad. Again, good acting. Real gravitas.
Oh, yeah.
They go to the First National Bank, John, which you pointed out for us.
Yep. Which was approximately 350 of them throughout Ohio, Maryland, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina.
So which one's the first and which one's the 350th?
Exactly. That's what I want to know. I was looking it up and did they tell me?
Motherfuckers. Don't you know we've got a fucking podcast? We've got a podcast that makes upwards of £30 a month to deal with it.
We're upwardly mobile, just like Winthrop the Third.
We're more like him when he's fucking in the fucking bin.
And
more like him dressed as fucking Dirty Santa. Patreon.com/100 Things Film, listeners. If you want to throw us a few chunks, that would be good. The bank man, he tries to withdraw he tries to withdraw a grant. The bank manager explains the IRS has suspended his accounts and he's a drug dealer. The manager then takes all of his credit cards and throws him out. Ophelia says, "Forget the $50. I'm going home." He demands that she not leave him here. She grabs a yellow cab. "You don't care. You help them do this to me." She notices his soft hands and a manicure. "You've never done a day's hard work. I'm going to regret this, but get in."
Did you notice a clothes peg?
No.
Wait, you kidding me on? There was a big giant clothes peg that he was sitting at. It's a giant clothes peg. Well, they call it a clothes pin, but it's a giant clothes pin sculpture in Philadelphia. It's still there, and it's in Centre Square Plaza, across from City Hall.
Wow.
Did you not notice
No, I
it?
didn't
How
see
could you
it.
not
I
notice
didn't
it?
see
It's
it.
a massive big clothes
I
peg.
was busy looking at gorgeous Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, I don't. I know.
And his
Even with that wig.
mismatched clothes that he was wearing. The yellow taxi cab co, I'm going to assume it's been fucking shuttered because I couldn't find it. But I did find that taxi cabs are the only vehicles that have the right to pick up street hailing and prearranged passengers, John, anywhere in New York City. I know we're talking Philadelphia, but let's mix it up a little bit. By law, that is. There are 13,587 taxis in New York, and each taxi must have a medallion affixed to it. Medallions are auctioned by the city and are transferable on the open market by licensed brokers.
Wow.
Taxis painted apple green are street hail livery vehicles, commonly known as borough taxis, are allowed to pick up passengers in Upper Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens and Staten Island. Not to be confused, of course, by our Northeast listeners for borough taxis.
No, like black hacks then, they can just pick up anything.
Mate, yeah.
Anything that moves.
Stuck into the minicab. At the traffic lights, the limo and the cab stop against one another. What are the chances of that, by the way? Valentine and Lewis recognise one another. At Duke and Duke's, Valentine is worried about that day. Coleman says, "Just be yourself. They can't take that away from you, sir," which is probably the best advice he gives him the whole way through.
True
He's
that.
really good, and I know he's kind of paid by these lads, but he obviously fucking hates these lads.
Oh, God, aye. Yeah.
As we all do. He joins the brothers in their office. They sit him in front of a table of food, explaining what they do. Commodities brokers. Which is, I'm really glad they explained it because I had no fucking idea either. Coffee, wheat, pork belly. They're obsessed with pork bellies. Orange juice and gold. And gold! Their clients speculate the price of gold will rise or fall. They buy and sell for the clients, but they make money no matter what.
What? Yeah.
Because they're on a commission.
Win or lose.
It sounds like you're a pair of bookies. And he's like, yeah, he gets it.
He gets it.
I know Randolph's a piece of shit, but Randolph is my favourite of these two characters.
Oh,
he's
is he?
the warmest of the two of them.
Right.
Yeah, he's the warm of the two brothers, mate. It's him or fucking...
Oh, God, Mortimer's a
horrible
cunt.
fucking cunt,
Yeah, he's a proper horrible cunt.
On the way to Ophelia's flat, we see that she knows all the guys on the street, and she smacks this guy Raheem's ass, and I'm like, wow. Including a couple of bums warming themselves by a flaming oil drum. There's nothing more 100 things we learn from film than a flaming oil drum on a fucking city street, is there?
True that, mate. True that.
I actually quite like the idea of warming my hands in fingerless gloves.
At one of those.
Maybe I should buy one.
Why don't you?
Because Rachel wouldn't have it. Me in the garden, with this flaming
your
oil drum full of fucking trash, just warming my hands.
Just plug some holes in it, and that's that. Away you go,
mate. Probably like warming an old Frank over it, like that, on like a toasting fork.
Get some mallows,
mate. Oh man, that could be my life. Carlisle's biggest bum.
Yeah.
Although drinking out on Botchergate, you see some quite large bottoms.
Carlisle's equivalent of the littlest hobo.
There's a voice
never
keeps
moves.
on calling me. In the flat, she explains she needs him to help with money. Food and a roof ain't free. All she has is this body, this face, and the brains I've got up here. She also has a "See You Next Wednesday" poster, John.
Mate, all over it. I thought you'd love that. I thought you'd love it.
Yeah. We've seen a few of them already because they're a signature of director John Landis.
Yeah.
That and murdering cast members with a fucking helicopter is a massive signature of his, by the way.
So was it in Blues Brothers, An American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
London Town. So it's a made up fictional poster.
Yeah, because in Blues Brothers it's that big monkey, isn't it? It's the big gorilla on the thing. Yeah. More on that big gorilla later.
And then the other one, it's in the subway in American Werewolf in London.
So it is on the subway,
the
with
subway
the guy, with the very British guy being chased.
Aye.
Who gets really, really annoyed with him in the theatre when he's the ghost. Oh man, that was such a great movie. It's a good episode as well, I'm sure.
It was good. I know, it was good. Very short.
Well, the episode, was it?
I think so. It was quite short.
That's not like us. Ophelia explains she saved $42,000 by selling her body, and in 3 more years she'll have enough to retire, which I was fucking amazed by that. She's helping him get back on his feet, and he's to pay her a 5-figure fee, non-negotiable. He watches her take her dress off, and we see boobs. Lovely boobs.
Perfect.
And she went,
perfectly
something else that isn't free. She slams the door with her foot. You sleep on the couch. It's good. In the office, the brothers are buying stock. Billy shows up and says, Billy says the price will keep dropping, not to buy now. They're like, well, how can you be sure? And he says, it's Christmas. Everyone is uptight. Prices have been dropping all morning. People are waiting for them to hit rock bottom. The people responsible for pork bellies are sitting at home worrying they won't be able to afford G.I. Joe with a kung fu grip for their boy this Christmas.
Yeah,
and their wives won't fuck them. Sleep with them.
So the G.I. Joe was introduced in 1974 by Hasbro. Happy times.
Nice. I saw one on eBay, John, for $400. You can fucking keep it. I'm an action man, anyway.
Exactly.
I'm an action man.
I'm Cindy.
The price keeps dropping, and he tells them to buy at 64. They're very impressed. As they leave, there's a wad of cash in a money clip on the floor. He runs down to meet them and give them the clip. Morty did it to prove that Billy was a bad one. Randolph throws the money to Mortimer, and it takes him 3 bounces to catch it. It's a fucking great take, and you can see Ralph Bellamy killing himself laughing because it wasn't meant to happen that way. It wasn't meant to be, Like 3 times, three times.
Bounced to other place,
it's brilliant, and the fact that nobody else laughs is really good, and he's killing himself, but just consummate professional, carries on. I love stuff like that. It's my absolute favourite type of bit of film. when they keep accidentally.
That's when you know it's a good actor, when they can get back through that. Because I couldn't, you know me, I could corpse at anything.
Like the
that.
like the basketball throw in Aliens. In Alien, Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. When she does it first time
with Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
They cut it very quickly though, because Ron Perlman does piss himself. I think Ron Perlman swears later on. I've seen the uncut stuff. I've seen Ron Perlman uncut.
I've seen him talk about it as well.
Oh really?
She just done it. Yeah, he said it was amazing.
Yeah, she practiced and practiced. Apparently, she got down to like 1 in 5. But they didn't know it was the first take that they did of it.
It's the first take. Jesus.
It's great. Again, there's a little short where I talk about that on our YouTube channel. Go and listen to that now. youtube.com/100thingsfilm, I guess. But it's on our socials. 100thingswelevefilmed.co.uk. Yeah, give us a follow on that, because I'm doing some John's putting together some really good clips from the podcast, and I'm doing some new stuff for the things. It's good.
Going solo?
Yeah. I'm Han Solo.
Solo.
Oh, Solo. At the country club, we're digressing more than any other podcast here, I think.
Really?
At the country club, Lewis here is dressed in this mismatched Rodney Dangerfield suit.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
He's got out of the cupboard. He says to his mates he wants them to help pay for his defence. They're not having any of it, and he leaves. Hey, he don't get no respect. Next, we see him at a pawn shop trying to sell his watch to Bo Diddley. Like, I couldn't figure this out. What the fuck is Bo Diddley doing? I'm going to say acting in this film. It's a fucking push. He says it retails at $6,955. Bo Diddley is adamant. $50.
$50, yep.
He spots a gun and says, how much? Bo Diddley, John, his first ever single was I'm a Man, which is true. He was a man. He's ranked at number 369. Kind of nice. On Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. And in 2020, it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Right.
As he passes the restaurant in the rain, he's got this fucking fur coat on, by the way. Can you imagine how this
drenched?
Stinks in the fucking
heavy as
rain?
hell as well.
There's this guy in there, that one of the guys from the club's telling this joke about a snail. I'm not going to do it. Watch the film. The escargot fucking joke. And
I know, it's rubbish, isn't it?
Themselves at it. It's wank.
It's a wank joke.
It's like a real.
It's a big lead up. Big lead up
too
from
much.
nothing.
Yeah, there's too much of the payoff, and he's loving it. But Billy Ray's there at the table with the heavy hitters, and you can see that he's doing well. Back at the flat, Lewis is in bed because he's got a cold. He's got a temperature, and he needs to stay in bed. She turns away a client and, stripping off, gets into bed with him to keep him warm. She says, I'm just protecting my investment. Now, I like how fair to sex workers this 41-year-old film is. Because whilst there's a couple of bits at the beginning where it's like, oh, you dirty prostitute and all this kind of stuff, and there's a little bit at the end, it's not without its problems, but it's still better than, I don't know, Police Academy, which came a year later.
Yeah, because even when John showed up, he brought her flowers, so it's like a nice interaction.
There's a knock at the door, it's like, here's Johnny, and I was like, oh, that's quite funny, actually. That's good. But at no point does he take a strop and try and, do you know what I mean? He's
he posts his way in. Aye. He's a
good
gentleman.
Man. I guess sex work, you know. The next morning, Christmas Eve, she brings him the Financial Times and tells him to stay in bed. No one works on Christmas Eve. Except this prick here.
Yeah, no, me too.
It's all right. I'm off the rest of Christmas.
Me too.
I actually quite like working Christmas Eve. I like coming home from work and
it's quiet.
It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you very much. The paper has an article about Valentine. I'll give him a present he'll never forget. Later that day, he's dressed as Santa in this filthy fucking
really
Santa's
filthy as hell, innit?
Filling his pockets full of food from the buffet.
And fish.
Some rare roast beef, which he's cutting. And that fucking side of salmon right down his jacket. He is the original Bad Santa. You can't tell me that Bad Santa didn't originate from this. Billy talks to the brothers about a $10,000 check to Beeks, and they brush him off. In Valentine's office, Lewis is hiding drugs in his drawer. And then he calls them in when he gets caught. And he's like, he's got all the bad drugs here. Cocaine grinder, drug needles. It's good.
Joints.
Yeah. He pulls his gun on Valentine and makes a run for it. The brothers explain to Billy that they caught Winthorpe stealing. Valentine throws all the drugs out except for a joint and starts smoking it in the toilet cubicle. The Dukes come in and he hears all about the bet. How much, John?
$1.
$1. And I guess that's the point of how awful they are. But fuck me, it makes me mad.
Does it make you mad?
Mad.
Aye.
Yeah. They discuss bringing back Winthrop, but it's a no. And they certainly won't keep on a black man. Not the words of the film, the words of this podcast.
Yes.
They use another word. Billy makes a run for it and sees Lewis downstairs. He's hammering back this bottle of whiskey. He carries on and gets the bus before Billy can talk to him. But he does the old, follow that bus.
Aye.
He?
Yeah, aye.
I mean, how many stops is this made from, like, uptown to Skid Row?
Because it's a bad part of town.
And how long has he sat in this taxi instead of just getting out of the taxi, paying the guy, and then getting on the bus?
Aye, get in front of you, and then just get bust up in front of you and get off.
Indeed, yeah, that's it. Money doesn't really matter to him though, does he? Because he's smashing up fucking 35 grand vases.
It's spending Brewster's millions.
Rachel said she gets this mixed up with Brewster's Millions a lot. Is that a
really?
worse film? A better film?
That's a tough. We'll need to do it and see.
Okay, all right, okay. Next year we'll do Brewster's Millions. It's got John Candy in, so it arguably makes it a better film straight away.
Yep.
Yeah. When Lewis gets off the bus, a dog wheezes up his leg, and it starts raining. So he takes the gun and puts it to his temple and pulls the trigger. Click. He throws it away and it goes off, which is not how guns work, listeners. It's just not how they work. But why is this a feature of our Christmas films this year, John?
I know.
Why is it people being down on their luck and doing this? You know, if you're feeling down on your luck, reach out, Samaritans or us. It's fine. Whoever you need to talk to. We will always be there for you over Christmas and all year. He staggers drunkenly up the flat where Ophelia's dressing the tree with this, by the way, mate, you know the fucking tinsel string.
The old school tinsel.
Mate, that stuff gets everywhere. Like you're choking the fucking dogs on that. You know what I mean? There's a reason we don't have that anymore, I think. He
heads straight to the toilet.
Yeah,
to the bog.
he does. And locks the door. Billy makes his way into the flat. The door was open. He's looking for Lewis. Lewis isn't responding, so they break down the door and find him in the bath, full of pills. Smash cut to the doctor telling them all, including Coleman, that he'll be okay. He's in the bed at the house, and he wakes up. It was just a bad dream. I was poor and nobody liked me. I lost my job, my house, and nobody liked me because of this terrible... And he then spots Valentine and starts choking him. Right. Billy explains it was a bet for $1, and they ruined his life for $1. Later, Winthrop is cleaning out rifles to maim the brothers. He's going to shoot off their kneecaps.
I know. How many bloody double-barrel shotguns did one guy
in this
need?
place? Yeah,
and about 3 or 4.
Coleman just brings them out, and then he just keeps bringing out the fucking guns.
Bring out the guns.
When he sees a news report saying the orange crop forecast is being delivered under high security this week, we see Beeks is the security for it. So the plan is that they will corner the market, unless someone beats them to it. Now, 25 minutes to go. This is the best bit of the film because it's heist and double cross, and we fucking love a heist film. 100%.
All sorts of films as well, like Bullet, all amalgamated into one.
Oh yeah, it's got the fucking
Bullet Train.
It's got the lot. It's got the lot. Beeks explains to the brothers he's going to get the report and go back to Philly from DC on a train on New Year's Eve. Valentine's listened to the plan on the other line. On the train, it's a raucous party, but Beeks has got his own little compartment. By the way, how dear must that have been? He sees a gorilla being delivered and pulls faces at it.
And winds it up, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the gorilla costume on this creature is very, very good. The gorilla costume on the gorilla that is James Belushi is not.
James Belushi, it's crazy. It's rubbish.
It's atrocious. Joining him in the private compartment is Valentine, pretending to be an African exchange student from Cameroon in the traditional garb.
It was Fly Squatter.
Is that what that is? I wonder what was going on with
it's Ollie Reed used one in Gladiator.
Oh shit, so he does. It's all the Gladiator. Until he's dead. And then the last scene of him was like, he just goes, see you, pal. Stephen Stucker, by the way, from Airplane. Did you spot him? Is the guy that's telling these awful lads to load the thing.
I heard his voice before I even seen the character. I was like, that's bloody the scene stealer from Airplane.
What do you make of this? I can make a hat, or a boat, or a pterodactyl.
I done really well, didn't he? It was brilliant.
Still so funny. Again, preview. Like episode 2 of this podcast? Question mark?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3? You were hammered and I was full of cold, or the other way around? I can't remember.
I think that's
those early days when you took this not very seriously and I took it super seriously, and we have fucking swapped roles so much.
I was mellowed out. I know.
And now I'm
so
just like,
weird.
I'm gonna get fucking hammered every week, bruv. And you're like, mate, come on, keep it fucking together.
Aye. don't overrun it. Don't talk. Don't get political.
Don't get political. Fuck off, Starmer. Give it a rest. Yeah, if you have any problems, there's a tranquilizer gun in the first aid kit for the gorilla. These two lads, by the way, Rachel looked them up, were like people from Saturday Night Live. They weren't funny at all. Like they're probably one of the worst bits of the film for me.
Aye, yeah. They were,
one of the lads looked like that Dustin out of Stranger Things, though.
Yeah. Oh God, aye. Yeah. Aye, he did.
His dad.
Aye.
Back on the train, here's Coleman dressed as a drunk Irish priest. Yikes.
Aye.
The only thing missing, because he's got like, it's really weird because he's got this Parsons hat on. Hasn't he? He's got like an old-fashioned, like, English priest hat on.
Yeah.
As opposed to Irish priest hat. And he's drunk. And on the train, James Belushi's a gorilla, as we've said. Here comes Ophelia as who, John?
Is a Swede.
Inga from Sweden. But you're wearing lederhosen.
Wearing lederhosen, yeah.
Oh, you must be Austrian. But the joke there is that she couldn't do an Austrian accent.
Mate.
So that's kind of, originally she was meant to be. And she just couldn't get the accent. I guess she ended up sounding like, schnell, schnell, dive. Achtung.
Must be like, no, that's not going to work.
It's kind of like, there's still a lot of people going to the cinema that probably went to war. Let's not do that. That same war America saved us all from.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you, boys. God bless you.
Stop
Derby too.
Stop just for talking German.
The revenge. We stopped them from talking French. I'm not getting into it. I'm not doing it.
See?
I'm not doing it. You started it. And when Beeks helps her with her rucksack, by the way, which is empty as fuck, it's got like air in it.
Oh God, aye. Yeah.
Valentine swaps out the case that's between his legs in his fucking dress, and delivers it to Lewis in the toilet. In the private car, Lewis turns up, blacked up, pretending to be Jamaican. Fucking eek.
I looked it up, but it's weird because they're not trying to justify it, but they're just saying it's not derogatory towards black people. I don't know.
Mate, I'm not having that. I've got black mates, and it's not acceptable. Yeah, it's absolutely not acceptable. And the impression's fucking atrocious, by the way. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. In the dining car, the party's really going off with The Locomotion by Little Eva being played at the same time. It's been going on, by the way, The Locomotion for Little Eva, for like 40 minutes of this train journey, I'm going to assume, because it just seems to be constantly on every time we go back. It's a 1962 pop song written by Jerry Goffin and Carole King. You know her, she was a singer as well. Strumming my pain with his fingers by the Fugees, that was originally her. The song is especially notable, John, for making 3 appearances on the American top 3, each in a different decade. 1962, Little Eva, where it made number 1. 1974 by Grand Funk Railroad, also number 1. And 1988 by Kylie Minogue, number 3. There you go.
Oh, sure not.
Kylie fucked it up, didn't she? Little pixie pop princess.
She wasn't so lucky.
She was not. Also in 1962, a French language version by Sylvie Vartan came out called Les Locomotion. Guess what they call the locomotion in France?
The train.
Le Locomotion? What the hell is that? Beeks drags them into a carriage with the gorilla, and Jim Belushi, in his gorilla outfit, gets involved and starts making a scene. Beeks knocks him out, and the gorilla, incensed that he's hurt another gorilla, grabs him and batters Beeks. They take Beeks' mouth and put him in the gorilla outfit and throw him in with the male gorilla. And the joke is that he gets fucking sodomized by this gorilla.
How much tape was on that bloody... How much tape was on that?
Oh, they just keep going and going.
Going.
I mean, I hope he hasn't got a blocked nose.
I know. It went on and on
And Aristotle.
and on and on.
At the meet, the brothers show up for the file, and this faceless character demands the money for the report. They take a look, and we see it was Valentine all along as he leaves in the shadows, doing this really, really bad Humphrey Bogart impression. By the way.
I know. It's super bad, isn't it?
No, it's Trading Places, mate. Superbad's a different film.
Oh, see what you did there.
That morning at the train station, both Coleman and Ophelia give Louis and Billy their life savings.
Yep.
Louis and Ophelia kiss, and the boys head off back to their train. Star wipe to the Twin Towers, John. They're back. The Twin Towers.
Aye. Yeah.
Oh,
Gleaming as well, weren't they? Were lovely.
Huh?
Yeah, I'd never seen Homer's car parked
I
anywhere,
also
but
never
it
saw
was
the
really
fucking washing between the two towers. Hey, you ignore him. He's from the West Tower. Mate, I was certain we'd never see that episode on telly ever again. In fact, I thought it wouldn't. Like, I thought they would excise it from DVDs and everything. But
Oh, really?
it's such a good episode.
No.
The Dukes get out of their car and the boys get out of a cab. The plan is to buy low, sell high, and not show any weakness, which didn't help me anyway for what's about to come. The Dukes tell their man to buy OJ as soon as he can, as much as possible, even if the price keeps going up. All these traders in the bathroom looking stressed. As soon as the bell rings, they jump out the traps, which was kind of like greyhounds, wasn't it? It was good.
Aye.
And leave Valentine and Winthorpe to head in alone. They get into the bullpen and it's just fucking mad.
Carnage, yeah.
9 a.m. comes and the traders start screaming for OJ. Some lads spot them and get in on the deal. This causes the price to fly up. The boys hold off though, and at 142, Dan Aykroyd starts yelling, "Sell, sell," and the price starts going back down. There's a scrum to sell, and the Dukes head down to tell their man Wilson to sell, but they can't get anywhere near him. And for some reason, he can't get anywhere near to sell.
Yeah.
Upper body strength, man. Get your sword.
I know. So tired.
The price drops to 102 as the crop report comes on TV. And the estimate is there's enough fresh orange to make the price drop, and it does. Absolutely fucking plummets to 46, where the boys buy as many as possible, whilst everyone else is selling. Except Wilson, who's passed out. The market closes at 29. The boys celebrate and wish the Dukes a Happy New Year. How can you do this after everything we did for you? Well, I made Lewis a bet that we couldn't get rich and put you in the poorhouse at the same time. And I won
And I won that bet. That's right.
So, listeners, this made no sense to me because I'm a very simple man. I'm a simple man with simple Lake District ways, right? And I'm not a trader. So, as if it were Mulholland Drive, I had to look up what any of it fucking meant. Which, by the way, I looked up Mulholland Drive after I'd seen it to understand what everything meant. Still no fucking clue.
So no further
It's
ahead.
been 20 years, no idea what's going on Mulholland Drive. But here's what happened, according to some lad on Reddit. What Lewis says is something like, sell 30 in April for 142. So he's basically saying his stocks of OJ, which they bought with the life savings, will be sold in April for 142. And he's selling 30 stocks at 142. Everyone then buys the stocks that Lewis and Billy Ray are selling because in their mind the price is going to skyrocket now and will keep rising when it gets to April. Obviously when it gets closer to harvesting. That means in April all these people have committed to buying 30 stocks of OJ at 142. After the news, everyone panics and tries to dump the orange juice, which they thought would be worth lots of money. When the price drops down to around 30, Lewis and Billy Ray start buying it all. Because at this point, they've sold a lot of orange juice they don't actually have. So they've sold it at 142, so they're buying it at 30. So their profit is the difference between 30
and 142. Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so they sell their orange juice in April at 142 because the traders had already committed to buy, but they bought their orange juice in April at the final figure, which is 0.29, making a massive profit. It makes so much more sense now I've read it because I had no fucking clue. I thought they because he shouts sell. I thought they started to buy at like 100, and I was like, that doesn't sound like a lot of money for let's say 50 grand. But of course, if you've got this stock at like 30 and 29, and you're then selling at 142, so they're going to make a fucking fortune, but not until April.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Makes sense now.
But then they've got to also hope that the price doesn't go up in the time. Which it might. It might flux a little bit.
It might.
Yeah. But then I guess if it does go up, they can sell any excess stock for a profit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, fucking hell, plenty. That's how it works. The guy that comes on the TV, by the way, is the Secretary of Agriculture. It's just some old dude. The current Secretary of Agriculture, John, is Tom Vilsack. He's been in the post since 2021, but his days are numbered, of course, because he's being replaced by, I don't know, the Jolly Green Giant or Jeremy Clarkson or fucking somebody when that giant fucking mutant Cheeto gets him.
Putin.
I think it's been like a month and a half now. We can start talking about him. It's going to happen, whether we like it or not. Where's Luigi fucking Manatoni or whatever to put a fucking bullet in his brain when we want him? What a fucking hero that guy was. The Dukes are 200 million in debt, by the way, to the market. The market's going to repossess their house et al. Randolph passes out, and on the way out, he's demanding to know where Beeks is. Star wiped to the gorilla being loaded on the ship. This guy's like, it says one gorilla. He's like, one gorilla, two gorilla. What do I know? Look at them. They're in love. The ship was called Rassletin. Rassletin. Egypt's greatest love machine. Was built in Japan in 1976 and sailed under the Egyptian flag. John, it no longer exists. It's been scrapped. We see the boys and Coleman in the Caribbean. Coleman, by the way, with this young thing.
Yeah, rent a bride.
Indeed. Ophelia's there too. They're on a yacht, and it's a happy ending. By the way, it must have been fucking freezing because they've all got jumpers on. Except Ophelia, who's in a fucking...
Apart from who's in a bikini, you don't even get to see a close-up. What's the point?
You've seen the boobs twice, John. You've seen them twice. And that's the movie. I had such a great time with this. I watched it twice this week, and it's really good, except for the slurs. It's got some really good, like, old character actors in it. It's got Eddie Murphy, when we loved Eddie Murphy.
When we loved him.
Dan Aykroyd before he got shit. You know, it's got great people in it. It's great. Any other facts before we...
The limousine that...
cars. Yeah, I wonder why we're cars.
The Dukes were in was a 1968 Rolls-Royce Phantom 5.
Nice.
So
not a limousine?
Mistaken it for a Phantom 6. No, not a limousine. No, because Singh was in a limousine, isn't she? What's her name? Kirsten Holby.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Nice.
The Duke brothers are dead.
Aww.
But their company is thriving and run by their grandson, Carter Duke. And the only reason I know this is because part of that story runs through the Company America 2 film.
What?
Apparently there's a bit in Company America that suggests...
Coming to America is the bit where they're on the street and he gives them a big fucking wad of cash. And he goes, Randolph, we're back. Doesn't he? So he does. And I kind of knew that was a reference to this film, but I'd never really got it. Yeah, Randolph, we're back. Fuck, yes. All right, okay, so they're dead.
And there's a reference in the second one to suggest that the company's been run by their grandson.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is no second film. There is no second Coming to America movie, and there never was.
No.
Fuck. Although, like I said, I think when that movie came out, last year, 2 years ago? Get a fucking Snipes supercut of that movie.
You love. I know they've done it. They've done it
in his amazing kilt. Oh man!
I know
so
they've done it. They've smashed all his bits together. So,
ooh, sounds painful. Maybe you sat down uncomfortably in that kilt. You know.
And caught his.
We've all done it, mate. We've all done it.
Oh god,
We've all been wearing a kilt, sat down, no pants on.
It's not funny. Yeah. And monkeys do not eat bananas in the wild. They eat variety of foods including fruits, leaves, flowers and nuts and insects. The only time they eat bananas is when they're a human company.
In a cartoon.
Aye.
Why, John?
Aye. Why did I?
Indeed.
I'm never going to play Donkey Kong Country again the same. I'll be like, why are you lying?
You give them the shits, yeah.
And that's me. That's what I got.
In 2010, as part of the Wall Street Transparency and Accountability Act, I quite like this fact, which was to regulate financial markets, a rule was included which barred anyone from using secret inside information to corner markets, similar to what the Duke brothers tried to do in the movie. Since the movie inspired the rule, it has since become known as the Eddie Murphy rule.
No way.
Even though it's not
That's
Eddie Murphy
amazing.
that's done it, you know. The World Trade Center's commodity exchange, COMEX, was used for trading scenes. Real traders performed alongside professional extras, as reported in the studio. Production notes, the shoot at COMEX was initially planned for a weekday, but the appearance of Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy on the set disrupted business activities and $6 billion of trading was halted.
Oh,
the shoot was rescheduled for a weekend.
I was going to say that.
Finally, and I really, really love this. This is so sweet. Every year since 1997, Italian channel Italia 1 broadcasts the movie on Christmas Eve nightfall. It regularly gets more than 10% share. Again, on December 24th, 2021, it was the most watched show on primetime TV with a 14.6% share.
Jesus, man.
That's pretty good.
That's right.
Good. Okay, while I tot them up, how do you think we've done?
98.
Oh, mate, 83. 83.
Oh.
There you go. We did all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right. It is what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's a film. We're doing all right with the film. So look, listeners, if you like what we do, please feel free to follow us on the socials at 100thingsfilm.co.uk. If you really like what we do, you can give us a quid and we will give you a shout out at the end of every episode.
Shout out.
And I'm about to do that right now to the lovely people that pay us the monies. We love you. We appreciate you. We might always be the fucking best podcast in the world, but you know, we do appreciate you. I am going to get back at some point over Christmas to calling people wankers because it is what I do. So the people that have paid us money, James and Joe from Hallmark of Greatness. This week we were talking about Hot Frosty, which is on Netflix. It's a Lacey Chabert film, and it's atrocious. It's fucking garbage. It's one of the worst films we've watched all year, and we watch bad films in this podcast. Lee Davies, Candy Oodles, Biggie, Stig and Gadget from Modern Escapism, Kieran, Jake, you will get your chance, Jake, it's going to come. Lovely Rob Jones, who's talking Christmas records this week. Jen, Megan, Dale and Ali, Maria, Ian from Cult Connections, Paul from SP Film Viewers, Ian McComish, Nigel Davies from the
Wonder Emporium.
Correct, John, the Wonder Emporium, who will do you lots of little bits and pieces. He's done us some new mugs. If anybody wants a mug, we will have those for sale. Just drop me a message and I will quote you a price, including delivery, because delivery's fucking mental right now. Dan and Gavin from Be There With Belson podcast. Lovely Aaron, thinking about your pal. Mono from Mono Rants at the Movies, Mono and Kira. Gav McGill, Josh Wilson, Rachel, lovely Rachel, my wife, and Phil Farish. Thank you very much for your money. Keep it coming. Give us some more, because it's Christmas. Give us some more, because it's Christmas. Put some money in our Christmas card. Got your Christmas card today, John, by the way. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Welcome. Did you manage to work it out?
Posh.
Because I didn't.
Very posh with the feet on it. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, someone's doing all right. Fucking hell. Yeah. If anyone else gets a Christmas card, if anyone else wants a Christmas card from John, send me your address and I'll make him send you one. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. If you got this far, if you continued listening this far, and you want a Christmas card from John, I am going to make him send you one. I'll give you the money for the stamp, John, out of the Patreon. But yes, there you go. I'll give you the £7 for each stamp or whatever stamps. So we're gonna have a week off for Christmas because why not, a week or two off. But we'll be back kind of into Christmas week, New Year, depending on how the days fall. With James, we're going to be talking the very Christmassy Four Lions. I was in Boots today and I did think about bombing it. It sells condoms that make you want to shag white girls.
Knee exploding sheep.
Indeed, yeah. Brother Crow. Anyway, that next time. But John, any Christmas messages for our friends and listeners?
Yeah. Just hope we just have a good one. It's it's starting to feel a bit more real. We're wearing our Christmas jumpers and it feels a bit more festive. So the trees need to get up because we've not got ours up yet.
Have you still not got your tree up, mate? We've got two up. We're going to do
it today. What?
Bend over and I'll show you.
You've got my tree. So I think I was going to do it tomorrow while I'm away doing my. I've got another Christmas party. So
fucking hell! Oh mate, you're back in the Innocent Gun again, eh?
Back in no, I'm somewhere else. Oh, Maggie Mays. Yeah, Maggie Mays in the corner.
Fucking hell.
Bucking Bronco. I said bucking, a bucking.
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 Fantastic, John. Thank you so much. Have a great Christmas. Listeners, have a fantastic Christmas, and we will see you in the new year. We're gonna be kind with 4 lines. But yeah, look, much love from us. If you are with family, enjoy your time with family. If you are not, you want someone to speak to, have a chat with us. We'll always be about for you. Hit us up on the socials and we will make some time for you. But yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, crazy Kwanzaa, all those cool things we want to get involved with. We love you very much and we're really grateful for all the support you've given us this year and all fucking 4 years. But for now, he's been John. I've been Planty, and this has been 83 things we learned from Trading Places. See ya.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you guys.